Okay, so I didn't have a lot of time to do this, but I whipped together a little video for all you guys. So, all right, just enjoy it. I'm trying not to sing along. And sorry it's so quiet.
Everybody likes Jim. I know, my favorite character. That's the Philly.
You're such a trash dog. It was 30 minutes. I made that in 30 minutes. Don't judge me. But I guess that's probably more for people who haven't played the games yet, and that kind of brings me to my next slide. So basically, the way we're setting this up is because Xenosaga is kind of getting up there in age a bit, and it's maybe not as popular as it used to be. So I get the feeling that there's probably some people in here who haven't played it in a while, or haven't even played it at all. So, it's an interesting game though. So what we're gonna do in order to kind of tailor how much, how spoiler we can get, is we're gonna take a quick poll. So it's pretty simple. So if you've played the games and are really familiar with them and know all the spoilers and stuff, raise your hand. Oh wow, that's like everyone. Oh, I love you guys. So I'm just curious to see what it looks like. And if you haven't, what is that like? One? Okay. And Melissa, you too. Give your hand up. There you go. Wow, so we can get really spoilery then. On my hand. Yeah, we can look at. You can look at Jenna's hand. Oh my God! Look at that. 669. So at that point though, beware those people who haven't. There will be spoilers then. We'll try and keep them none of the super big ones like the Wilhelm thing at the end of episode 3. You won't know what I'm talking about. Overly strong faith clouds the eyes. All right, so now that's over, we get down to business. For those unaware, you will soon learn that Momo is pretty much the biggest badass in the game. Momo! Yeah, come on, Momo! We got Momo in there! Momo! Woo! All right. So, trilogy of JRPGs +1 if we're counting Pied Piper. We don't talk about Missing Year. It's Missing Year's okay. Released from 2002-2006 for the PS2. It originally had 6 games planned with the whole story spanning from the beginning of the universe to the end of the universe. That didn't happen. And that didn't happen, of course. One cell phone game, which is Pied Piper, released between episodes 1 and 2.
They didn't release it here.
They didn't release it here because
it's evil.
Yes. It's very unfortunate, but that's so important that I feel like I should put that on here on the main slide. And then the DS remake, which is pretty cool too.
I have it. It's kind of weird in some parts.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We'll talk about that later.
But that's the very basic information there.
Yeah, you probably all know this.
So you guys know what we're talking about. But just for those few people who don't, just put it out there. So sci-fi epic, space opera, philosophy, religious imagery, Zohar up in the corner, all that good stuff, all that gratuitous religious imagery that we love and know and love from Takahashi and Xenosaga. So it's thousands of years in the future. We excavated this thing called the Zohar, which is that gold monolith up in the corner.
Look how pretty it is.
Look at how pretty that is. And that caused a lot of shit on Earth, basically. And Earth disappeared, and we call that Lost Jerusalem now. But we all spread out upon the stars, and it was It was bad, and yeah. And we made 13 emulators to try and control the Zohar, and there are Gnosis attacking, and I'm sure you guys all know that. Gnosis are like monsters made of salt, and we'll talk about those more later. By the way, since you guys are all like know it, feel free to speak up and like raise hands or like add commentary, because that is what makes the panel fun, I feel like. I mean, like, don't talk over us, but if you guys like want to say something stupid, go ahead. We're all for that.
That's all I say.
Anyway.
Yeah, me too. Say only stupid things too.
There's something about the internet being covered by God somewhere in there.
No, it was purposely misnamed. It's like, it was called Udu because it was Wilhelm named it Udu to mislead humanity into what it was supposed to
During
be.
the organic transfer experience around 300 years ago, I'm going to shed a few little.
Okay, so people who don't know, we probably know Cosmos. Everyone knows Cosmos. She's pretty much Xenosaga's legacy. But Xenosaga is a lot more than that. That's basically one of the big points of the panel we're talking about here, is that we kind of want to go more in depth than just Cosmos.
It's a really interesting
Yeah,
character, too.
Cosmos is great.
Just
And as I said,
She's sexy, but
she's sexy and I love her, but she is more than most people think she is, and a lot of people write her off because she has kind of become just like, you know, a pin-up girl for, you know, Namco. And it's unfortunate because Mary fucking Magdalene, yeah! Woo! I'm a Mary Magdalene history buff. So, this is really complicated, right?
just
This is super complicated. This is stuff that is mostly for
like whole
in
in-game database
Yeah.
and everything.
So yeah, this is like, for those of you who don't know, this is what this game is like. There's a lot of there's a really intense, world setup. It's like really, really in-depth. Yeah, character connection charts. That's just for one part of the story too. That's like not even the full thing.
There's like, oh, you know, the structure of the universe.
Yeah. Once upon a time, I tried to make a full chart of the whole characters, and I gave up after like a half hour. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. There's too many. It got too crowded. But that's kind of what we like, Xenosaga. And what even is that? That's our Zarathustra there, and Whitefish. Who doesn't love Whitefish? Whitefish is very important. Whitefish. Why? Why are you freezing up on me? There we go. Now that that's out of the way, we can move on. So, why is it so special? Why do we care about this still? Why isn't it not just every other JRPG that you have ever stumbled upon? So, this is such a long PowerPoint that I have to be pretty brief, but women, diversity, plot, characters, and a unique atmosphere is really the things that I really singled out, I guess. I don't
A
know.
lot of things also.
There's a lot of things about Xenosaga that's really good.
Playing fun games too.
Yeah, it's just a good game too. People argue about episode 2 being fun or not, but
I like it. It had some good challenging. The extra bosses are a lot nice and challenging. A lot of fun.
yeah, you're all happy about that.
The only problem I have with it is that like random battles take like 10 minutes, but it's such a fun.
Yeah.
It's such a fun
Yeah.
The bosses
I
are
think I
fun.
fun insurance. Yeah, the bosses are right.
Yeah, the break system was kind of weird in it.
The break.
3 was too easy.
Right. Three's like the only one I remotely understand. I'm kidding.
Personal favorite, honestly.
So yeah, I think that, obviously you guys probably all know that the plot and characters are like super in-depth and way beyond like most anything. What?
You want to say something?
I was going to say about the battles, the breakpoint system for 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
That kind of weighed things down. Yeah. It was a little weird. It got a little complicated. It was like they were like, we're gonna make them faster and better and less complicated, and then they're just being like, what? What's going on? But they were strong. There was a lot of good extra bosses.
A lot of side quests.
But I think the major one to pick out of here is probably women, because in a field of video games are so sexist in general, and you would look at Xenosaga and see Cosmos and you think, oh no, this is going to be a fan service game, and it's so not. There are so many women. It's driven by women. The main characters are women. It's about like women essentially, and like they take on really stereotypically masculine roles, but they also have feminine roles that are like perceived as strong and not weak. Did somebody say something? I'm sorry.
I was just saying that was listening, that's all.
Okay. It's just really good. I don't know. It's just a really, and especially in episode 3, that like brings in a lot of like really good feminist themes too. The whole Kevin thing has this whole feminist thing behind it that made me so happy. And Shion's just perfect, and yeah. All right. Moving on from that. What did we say? Oh, we're just laughing at this. Alright, does everyone know this? Does everyone now, or am I gonna have to explain this in detail? Are we?
You could explain it in detail anyway because Xenogears is awesome.
Okay, alright. In short, no. It is not that Xenogears prequel. It is not a Xenogears prequel. They are completely unconnected. They are in different universes.
There's like
Yeah.
big references to it.
And there's like shout-outs like Reltall and Omega Universitas, Omega Ed, where they just gave up and just called it Omega Ed.
And there's like Vanderkam shows up.
Yeah.
Gina Shuton.
Gina Shuton. Yeah, stuff like that. Feb is basically a female version of Billy. With the hair. Yeah. So yeah, the two stories are unconnected though. They're more like, they're spiritually connected, I guess is the best way of putting it. They have similar themes, a similar universe structure, but they're totally separate universes.
Yeah, if you look at the dates,
They don't work. They don't. And Xenosaga is like infinitely less sexist. It's like Xenogears is like kind of. I love Xenogears, but Xenosaga is like completely opposite end of that.
Wait,
So.
Are Faye and Ellie in Xenosaga?
No, we're gonna get to
They
that.
have characters that look like them,
But they are not Faye and Ellie. They are not Faye and Ellie, and we're gonna talk about that a bit
They
later.
have a necklace? Even though Nephilim has the necklace?
Yeah, but Nephilim isn't Ellie. Nephilim is not Ellie. They have the same personality types, but they're not the same person. The universes are unconnected, because if you line up the two timelines, they don't make sense. Like, they will overlap in weird places, and like, isn't it like Mixum gets like, it's like, because Xenosaga starts in TC 4767, 4767.
It's like the invasion of
Yeah, so it
Dave's attack on.
and I'm pretty sure, I think, has Takalogy said that they're not? I feel like in the early stages of Xenosaga, they said stuff about how it wasn't connected. There was inspiration, but it's not connected. And that's really important, something I think a lot of people don't really always hear. And
But they're still
they have similar, they're connected. General themes, yeah. Philosophy and stuff. Xenoblade is totally unconnected. Xenoblade has like nothing to do with it. And therefore, and again, it's not a girl who looks like Billy. But anyway, this isn't your panel, Gears. Go away. I'm sorry, Gears. This is for another day, Gears. You're all right, but we can't talk about you today. All right, let's talk about the Gnosis. Don't look at the crotch. Don't look at the crotch. Really cool. I like the Gnosis. Other than the crotch Gnosis, we don't talk about them. We don't talk about the crotch Gnosis. I'm sure you guys all know that the Gnosis are
salt and rejection.
salt and rejection. They are rejecting consciousnesses. We find that out later, but yeah. That's kind of like the main thing at the beginning is the universe is under this plague of Gnosis and everyone's gonna die. It's kind of the initial plot, which lasts maybe like an hour on the Wugling Day, and then we move on from that. And then the Wugling Day gets destroyed, and we
More than that.
then yeah, it's a long game. It's a very long game. Yeah. So much of humanity treats them as aliens, but the previous point hint otherwise, but since everyone knows, I can just say it. Salt and rejection. Salt and rejection. I don't think I'll need to go over this, since most of you know this. Quick, you guys all remember Realians and Encephalon and Ames and Eggs and UMN. I hope you remember the UMN. For those of you who don't know, though, I feel bad. Like, I'm leaving you guys out there in the corner. My friends are here, and they don't know what I'm talking about. Most of this is just like standard sci-fi stuff, you know.
Realians are kind of interesting.
Realians are really interesting, though, because
Organic robots, basically.
yeah, they're not
genetic engineering. They're actually just
they're just robots made of organic parts, which is really interesting because it kind of brings up a whole new like blurry line between artificial life and humanity, which is
It's
cool.
genetic manipulation too. Like Salvatore.
Yeah, it's good. And the ES, who doesn't love the ES? I want to talk about the ES though really quickly because I'm a person who doesn't usually get super into mechs, and I am so attached to these. I think they have the best designs I've ever seen. Erne Kaiser Sigma! Yeah, so Erne Kaiser Sigma is voiced by the same guy who does Dmitry Yuryev's voice. I cannot believe that. Nightmare fuel right there.
Vanderkam in what episode?
Episode 3, Helmer, I think.
Vanderkam too in some games.
Yeah. I don't know why they just didn't get a black person to play Homer though. It kind of bothered me a bit. I'm like, the English releases kind of had a few like weird things in them anyway, like the censorship.
Oh god.
The censorship. I have to put it back. What am I putting back? The invisible blood, her spirit. I don't know what's going on there. Quick question.
Childhood. Put back my child.
Yeah, put back my childhood. That's awful. Why'd you say that? Now I'm sad. No, it's all right. We're supposed to get sad. Everybody just, feel free to shout sad things. Xenosaga is sad for all of you who don't know. It's really sad. Everyone dies. The end. Not really, but a lot of people die. It was a very surprising minute. Well, I'm not gonna say who for the people who haven't played it, but
David Wittenberg as Alan.
that was
Yeah, plays Ghost in the Shell. Saito, I believe.
I'm not really familiar with Ghost in the Shell, but I'm gonna take it that it's really weird or something. Because Alan's all, like, Senpai noticed me.
Quite a bit of the Ghost in the Shell crews in Xenosaga, because Ziggy's also the voice of Bato.
Yeah, but I mean, Pied Piper is basically like Ghost in the Shell. It's like, the cyber police. Cyber police, woo! Oh, no, we will argue about that forever. I love the Dina. The Dina's getting a figure. I have her pre-ordered. But, organizations, I'm sure you guys mostly remember that. Galaxy Federation is the big government. Your standard government. Not really though, because it gets pretty complicated and crazy actually. Guidance involved with that.
I become the executive committee director.
Yeah. We didn't notice this for the longest time. We're like, what did Urium do? We're like, oh, he killed the guy. He shot the last one and took over the role. Oh. Sorry, like we are like really we know all the details. We're like trash. We are human trash. We are human trash.
Furniture.
We are Ramses. Oh, thank you. I feel loved too. There's a lot of Xeno love going around this room. I forgot to put out because I have the games because I'm gonna go get them signed by Crispin Freeman. But oh god, no. No incest yet. No incest yet. Or rescue Tick, Vector, Kukai Foundation. Kukai Foundation. I want to live there. And the Durandal, R.I.P. Spoiler alert, it's my fault. So, now our main story, TC4767, which again, as I brought up with Xeno Gears, the timelines do not make sense when you look at that because yeah, like Dave's attacks Mictum or something. It's like
something beta.
Yeah, Mictum, whatever. But it doesn't make sense. Point is, essentially over 4,000 years in the future. Miltian conflict. All right. Does anyone else ever forget that the Miltian conflict didn't happen? Okay. Yes, I feel better now. Because sometimes I'm like, well written. It's so well written, and like the way that they present it is so good that I